Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Drop Frames.
Oh my god!
Hanging upside down. He's got me.
Blood is
He's
rushing
got
my
me for the
head.
meat hooks.
Just hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
All the blood's going to my head.
It's a very Spider-Man edition. Also, Zeke, I hope you're prepared for this. What episode are we on?
5860.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
5860. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's really
on track.
weird to look at yourself hanging upside down. Like,
Mm-hmm.
faces are weird when they're upside down, man.
JP, can you turn one of us right side up or not?
Yeah. Who would you like to be
Okay,
right side up?
I want you to turn yourself or turn me right side up so we can do the Spider-Man. We can do the Spider-Man kiss.
I was
On the
gonna say,
movie.
so there's so much.
Oh, there you
someone
go.
else.
That's nice. That doesn't work so well if I'm not
There you
green
go.
screened.
Come here. Well, this way. That's right. This way now.
Nope, you're leading too far. You're leading too
Far,
far.
far. Your border's right there. JP's got to do the work. There you go.
Right?
That's it's like a
You
little
get it?
peck on the
Face.
forehead. Oh, no, you got it.
I
Yeah,
get
you get the alignment.
There we go.
I get my
Okay.
can-
Lead forward a little bit.
Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Horizontal.
There. We did it. Nice. Oh,
Max
God.
is like unsatisfied
Wow,
director.
that was really lame.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That was, we're going to be in the new PewDiePie video where people try to do the Spider-Man kiss. It's going to be all the rage.
Oh, the failed Spider-Man kiss video
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
putting together.
Yeah, I talked to him. He said he was going to do it. It's going to be the new video. Yeah. Anyways, Ko's not here. It's personal drama with me and Zeke. Don't talk about it or anything in the chat. We're just
Yeah.
He might be back in the future. I don't know. We got to figure it out.
I can't believe you even said his name.
I know. I shouldn't have. But
I can't wait to see the behind the music on this.
Yeah. Does VH1 still a thing? I was about to ask if they still do behind the music, but is that still a channel that exists?
I don't know. It's probably all Jersey Shore now or something.
Chat, can we get a confirmation that VH1's not dead? We're getting some some yeses.
It's like the easy listening of television.
Yeah.
It's like you get the behind the musics, you get like the pop-up video. I don't know if pop-up video is still a thing.
I hope so.
Speaking of that, without looking at chat, I want to ask you guys here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what VH1 stands for?
Video.
Hero 1.
Close.
Well, video's probably pretty simple.
I nailed
video,
video.
yeah.
I got that one.
It's Video Hits 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Was it a radio? Well, no, that would not make sense.
Oh, no.
Huh.
No, it was just MTV's competition at the time.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Video hits one. Was it a radio?
Well, no,
Where were you going
because
with that sentence?
I don't know. Max, just move on. All right, Max, you're supposed to be the guy that we make fun of, not me. Don't spin it around on the host of the show. God damn it.
Just typically video and rate. Never mind. It's fine. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Cut his mic.
Cut
his
fucking
mic.
end him. Get him out of here. We should state that Max was on time today. It was great. He's dying right now because he's on time. He's allergic to being on time. It's an odd thing.
That's correct, JP.
Yeah. But
My system just shuts down. It doesn't feel right.
I know. We got a whole bunch of games to talk about. Spider-Man,
That's
Black Blops, the Black Blops. What else is there? There's been a lot of stuff. Valkyria Chronicles 4. I know Bike Man's been playing because I'm curious to hear about that. Anyone check out Tomb Raider yet? Anyone get that early access Tomb Raider stuff?
No, I'm checking it out later today, and what I thought was like, I get some slightly early access to it. But apparently it's bullshit because all you need to do is something with digital deluxe something, and you get it 3 days early. So
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
I think.
I know.
I'm seeing it. I'm literally watching people be like, hey, I'm playing Tomb Raider now. I'm like, well, there goes what I thought was cool about this. You
Yeah,
know?
Co was streaming it this morning, but was it PS4 or PC? I don't know. I think it was PC because he said he had some tech issues when we were talking earlier before he left. Okay, he said PC, and then Dan tweeted that he's streaming this afternoon, and then streaming the same game, the same portion of the game later this evening, which I didn't understand, and maybe I misread that tweet, but I think he's doing. I don't know. It's a
Embargo?
weird thing. What a weird thing. It may be an embargo. Yeah, maybe you can only play the first 4 hours. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna wait so I can play the game with RTX on, because that's all that game really is to me, is like a tech showcase.
It just works.
Yeah, it just works.
It just works.
I love how easy or how quick you caught on to the meme, Zeke. You're really nailing it there. After being gone for 2 weeks, it's great.
I catch on to things real quick. I'm slow on the uptake, but once I get it, I'm on it
Yeah, you're quick to the take. Exactly.
for sure.
But the video cards don't ship till I think the 20th, so I might be waiting a while till I can play the PC version. But Code did have some comments on it, and I'm going to read them in my best co-impression that I can.
Oh God, yes.
So
Please.
here's Co on what is it? Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay, here's Co on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Hold on, let me get in character. Okay, so Shadow of the Tomb Raider is. Well, I gotta read what he said. The story and characters seem pretty great. I'm liking the mechanics and everything, but I'll have a bunch to talk about next week. And I did have some tech issues, but it got sorted out. I'm sure it's a great game. So yeah, that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There you go. That's my co-impression. The only thing I got on Co is where he starts every sentence when he talks about a game and goes, "Okay, that's Co." That's all I got.
And he'll talk about it more tomorrow.
Yeah, then you can do that. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Max, you're cringing. Chat's saying you're cringing. I couldn't see it.
I guess this is my cringe face.
Okay, we found your cringe face.
No, because I've been on the show before with Co. It's interesting. That guy just, if you let him go, he will talk, talk.
Yeah, it's great
in a great way. It's like what you're supposed to do in here. But he's one of those dudes that has certain like little like mannerisms and like buzzwords that everybody goes to.
Totally.
And me, I pay a special attention to when somebody has different like unique speech patterns or whatever. So it's impossible for me to be like, oh, he's doing this again. He's doing that again.
Yeah. I say totally and actually a lot in my speech mannerisms. I think those are my tics. But Zeke, I like your co-cosplay. You went the distance here. Hold on. It's also surprising.
People were missing him that much.
It's also a little surprising / disturbing how quick you were able to get that.
Got it handy.
It wouldn't be surprising if you knew how many times I like make fun of him on my own broadcast.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. I get that.
Is that the exact beanie? Did you track it down?
Yeah. Does he have like a
It looked very much like it.
that might be the exact beanie. Did he tell you where he buys them?
It is. Yeah. No, back in the day, you could purchase them. He had a link, and this was like I'm gonna say 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was lying. He was doing a panel.
You could buy like the actual made hat.
Zeke was the lucky viewer who caught the beanie.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. That's probably what it was.
I know Barry has one.
Yeah, I've seen Barry's hat. Oh, his wife made
Crochet chick.
What?
That's the name. Crochet chick back in the day. Who I got it from.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that's his wife's gamer handle or something, but that's someone else independent of his wife that makes them.
I don't know.
All right, this is way too much fucking time spent on
Update.
fucking goes.
Got another person that just went live with Tomb Raider. Amazing.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Nice. Everyone's
Stuff.
streaming it. It's the hotness.
Yep.
It's the hotness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some video games then. Should we start with Spider-Man, or do you guys want to save it? I'll let you guys dictate what we talk about first. Do we talk Spider-Man first? Because
We'll get it out of the way.
All right, let's talk Spider. But Zeke, you haven't played Spider-Man, right? Do you have any intentions of playing it?
I know of Spider-Man.
Okay.
It's fairly obscure, so I was surprised.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those games that I haven't touched and probably won't touch for a while because for business reasons. Because hype games don't do very well on my channel at all.
Makes sense.
Not that I don't want to. And also, like, I would power through it if it was something I was personally super invested or hyped about. Like, I will still play certain games no matter what. Like, if they are on my broadcast, if they are something I'm super excited about, like a new Souls game or something like that. Like I would totally play that. But Spider-Man, I can wait for. I can patiently wait for Spider-Man
Okay.
to play.
All right. Well,
You can shoot white sticky goo all over people, and you're gonna wait for it.
That's true.
Mhm.
You do get to do that.
It's called
All the
edging,
jokes and
Bike
comments
Man.
that comes with.
Called edging. Haven't you heard of it?
Yes, it is
Yes,
called
I
it.
have.
We'll talk about Spider-Man. We're going to try, because me and Bike have finished the game. I think a lot of people in chat have probably finished the game or watched streams that have finished it. Max has not finished Spider-Man. Is that correct?
Not yet. No, I have not.
Okay, so we won't spoil. We'll do a spoiler cast, I think, for Spider-Man eventually, but this is not it. So we'll just kind of brush over the main story elements, or I guess the end story elements. But Max, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Spider-Man? Did you like it? Are you liking it? Is it the greatest game of all time?
Here's the thing. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, go.
It's no, it's super good. We talked a little
Rocking
bit
the
about
noir
it
suit there.
before. What'd you say? Oh yeah, I was doing the noir suit. I saw that and I didn't realize like what the gun was in his holster. People told me like later, it's like it's not a real gun, it's just a grappler gun. I'm like, since when the fuck does Spider-Man just roll around with a gun like on the I'm not, someone who has all of the previous comics up in my head.
He's from 1933. That's probably why.
Yeah. Everybody had a gun. Everybody was strapped. It was crazy.
There were no web shooter technology. Had to grab.
No, we talked about it yesterday at the start of Court of Swords. Like the level of attention and detail and like just apparent love that the dev team put into this game is like phenomenal. It's crazy, and it shines through like a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I decided yesterday, and I said I'd repeat it today. One of the things that got me, like I started picking up more on like the actual level of detail that they had, is the dialogue that they have between like comms and stuff between Spider-Man and the characters that he's going through. One, they have separate lines for whether or not he's exerting himself, like when he's swinging, or if he's just like perched up on top of a building, be like chilling, talking to Aunt May.
Yeah,
he'll be like, "Hi, Aunt May." Like if he's swinging along. And then another one was, I was talking to Yuri, Watanabe, the one that you like communicate with from the police department, and what's it called? I went into like a backpack dialogue, because when you go around the map and collect the collectible backpack stuff, and like has a little dialogue about whatever items in there. Like, oh look, that's the horn from Rhino when I fought him on the bridge or whatever. So I did that. It did that dialogue, and then it went back to the phone call with Yuri. He's like, "Hi, yeah, I'm back." Like I was like, "What the?" Like,
yeah,
you little self-aware motherfucker. Like, it was something small, and I'm sure it's not hard for the dev team to put that in there, I guess, but. There's little stuff like that in addition to just the phenomenal graphics, the different suits that you can go through. Nothing feels like there is some grindy stuff in there, but it's pretty fun in the sense that I got distracted as hell. I know JP kind of went more crit path, but I did a lot of the side mission stuff. That's probably why it's taking me a lot longer, because I'm not just like plowing through crit path. But yeah, it's fucking great, really good.
Yeah, I think, and I didn't really think about it till you were just saying it, but I think one of the things I respect the most about the game is they don't like try to tell the Spider-Man story all over again. They assume they either assume that you've heard it before, or they just tell you through kind of like the backpack stuff during the game. It's like, oh yeah, you fought this guy named Rhino before. It's a thing. Or like they mentioned the dumpling. Oh, this is a random bug that we just found.
He's on a pole.
Oh, he's on a pole. He's on a pole. Okay, I didn't see the pole. Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, don't look at what I'm doing. It's weird. I'm new. I'm trying out the noir suit. It fit all weird.
And the other thing is that like there's so much stuff in the game that is from the comics. Like do you know what happened when they mentioned the dumpling incident? Do you know what that is, Max?
The dumpling incident? No.
Yeah. Okay. There's multiple or I think it's dumpling. There's multiple references that are like comic references that are like big moments, or I guess known moments in the Spider-Man comic stuff that they just don't even like fully explain in here, unless it's in a side story or something like that. Like you can find a recipe for dumplings in one of the backpacks, and it's like, oh yeah, the dreaded dumpling incident. I remember that. And you find one for like Aunt May's wheat cakes is in one of the backpacks, and they're like full on recipes. I don't know if anyone's made them yet or tried to make them from the recipes in game. But that type of stuff is just cool to see. Like they definitely have a reverence for the source material in a very big way throughout the game, which is awesome for sure.
Yeah, I saw that happening a lot with chat too. Just little kind of like asides that Batman was talking about, especially with the backpacks. But also too, just like when characters were alluded to or getting introduced at all, you could see chat being like, "Oh, no way, they're in this game," and I'm like, "Yeah, no way, me too, I'm there too. Who is this?"
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of characters that I didn't anticipate being in here. Like I didn't know Silver Sable was in there, although I think she was all over. Or not Silver Sable. Black Cat. I think she was all over the marketing for the games, but I just didn't pay attention to it. And then, did you go and visit like Avengers Tower and the Strange Doctor Strange's house?
I was wishing there'd be something. Maybe there is some Easter egg that I haven't found with that. Like I thought it'd be cool to just have. I mean, obviously, it would have. They've put a lot of level detail in it. Like if you crawl up on the thing as Spider-Man, especially when you get to the top, and then you just like it enters. If you crawl in one specific spot, maybe it triggers like just a quick cutscene of like Tony being like, "The hell are you doing? Climbing on my tower?" Like something stupid like that.
I really wish
real
that
quick,
was there. Yeah.
And they don't even, just to have anybody to sound like Tony Stark for a second, whatever. It's just like get off.
I kept
the tower.
I kept finding window washers up on the skyscrapers and like webbing the shit out of where they were cleaning. I wanted a reaction so bad.
That would have been cool for sure. Max, I know I saw your reaction to it because I think you tweeted it out. I was kind of blown away when Stan Lee showed up. Like I definitely was like,
that was awesome.
Oh shit, they put him in the game like that.
I wasn't ready for it. Yeah,
I wasn't. I mean,
you expect it when you're going to see like any Avengers, any Marvel movie or anything like that. You're like, all right, when's it coming? When's it coming? This I'm like, he's probably in there, but I didn't know what form they were gonna do that, and it was just during a cutscene in a mission. I'm like, it's him. He looks so good.
It was really cool.
Now is he himself or is he someone else?
Someone else. He's playing a part.
Yeah, he's playing a part, and I mean, kind of like he usually does.
Right.
He was the owner of the bar or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
It was like the restaurant that they were at.
Diner. Yeah. Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some like Italian joint that they used to go to.
Yeah, there's definitely like a ton of small little hidden stuff there. Yesterday, I think someone found if you go to the skyscraper opposite where the Twin Towers were, that in the reflection of the skyscraper that you're looking at, you can actually see the Twin Towers there, but they're not actually behind you. Like they're just in the reflection itself, which is a pretty fucking cool nod.
Wow.
That they would like go to that detail. And that is in the game.
I want to go look at that now.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking crazy. Like we were talking about yesterday. There's in the Feast building, which is like a homeless shelter type deal. On one of the side of the like cake mixers, there's one of the warning labels, but it's just a joke. But you can like zoom in on it and read the text very, very easily. Like it's not blurred or anything. And it's just like a warning label that's a giant goof that one of the developers put in there. But just the fact that type of shit exists, it normally doesn't in a large percentage of video games.
I totally screw this up, by the way. This car thing that's happening. I don't do the time event, and it's bad.
Okay, all right, noted. What was that, Zeke?
Now, did you see that Twin Towers reflection thing yourself?
No, someone had to show that to me.
Got it. I lied. Sorry, I was zoned in on that.
But you did see it though.
Yeah, I saw it on Reddit. Yeah.
Okay, is it like the whole 3 minute baby like ghost thing? Like it's not really a thing. It's just like kind of looks like it, or is it obviously what they're going for?
It's obviously what they were going for, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's 100% an ode to the Twin Towers, because I think when you reach the top of that building that has the reflection. I think on the opposite side, the memorial, the one, I don't know what the building's called. That's like the 9/11 memorial building that they rebuilt. But that's there. I'm pretty sure on the opposite side of it. Freedom, is it Freedom Tower? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Freedom Tower is there. So it's definitely an ode to that. It's not just like a circumstance. So.
Okay.
People kept asking in my chat whether you could climb the Freedom Tower. Like it was such an asked question. I was like, what do you think they're gonna like restrict it? Like, there's gonna be guards around it. Like, oh, we already had one problem. Okay, no, stay away.
Back up, Spider-Man. All right, we don't.
You're a menace.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing. That every time I landed on a fucking police station, there's always one jackass cop who's like, we got it, Spider-Man. We don't need you, all right? I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do you know how much crime I've saved in this city?
Yeah.
But if you like trigger another dialogue, he'll go from like, we got this, Spider-Man. Get lost. And then just like, hey, Spider-Man, what's up? Like, which are you? I don't like.
Yeah. One of my favorite references, or not references, but like goofs throughout the entire game is Spider Cop. When he does like this like grizzled voice, and he's talking to the chief of police, and he's like, Spider Cop's on the job. And she's like, please stop. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
that was great.
It's really good.
The chief wasn't impressed with his antics, but he knew that. Like,
yeah, that type of
the
stuff.
the dialogue and the voice acting in this game, perfect. Loved it. Like the little quips and little wacky puns that he says and stuff, no matter how brutal they are. But that's Spider-Man. He's a fucking dweeb, you know? Like,
yeah.
He's a kid that's swinging around and he's a superhero, you know? He's kind of figuring shit out as he goes. Little tidbit for you guys, voice actor wise. Yuri Lowenthal, the guy who voices Spider-Man, that's why the person he talks to is named Yuri, because that's his wife, named something else that I can't remember.
Wait,
they're
is Yuri the chief? Is she not from the comics, or is she made for this game?
I don't know if that's her. She might be made for the game. I don't know.
Yuri's from the
Unless I'm
comics.
wrong
I started.
about
Yeah, she's
From the
she's like a
comics?
big character in the comics. Yeah.
Well, then it's a happy coincidence. I didn't know that she was from the comics because the guy that's voicing Spider-Man is called Yuri Lowenthal, and I'm like 90% certain that his wife is also I can't remember her name. They're like a voice actress, voice actress duo that does a lot of like comics, animated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's neato. Yeah. Well, then that's just a happy coincidence, and look at them being extra clever about that shit. Yeah. Tara Platt, that's who it is. Yes, thank you.
There you go. Sounds like it. Here's a little bit of Bike Man's POV. Bike, we haven't really. I haven't really asked you yet. How'd you enjoy Spider-Man in general? Just super big fan of it.
Really enjoyed it. There was only like a couple things that like bugged me, but that was mostly like tedious stuff when I was trying to 100% it.
Yeah, I've heard that's kind of a slog towards the end.
It is, because you have to wait for the crimes, and each district has like, what was it, 5 factions with 5 crimes each, and you have to wait in between them for the calls to come in. So when you're trying to 100% it, you're just sitting around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took way longer than it should have.
Yeah.
I love the swinging. Obviously, the swinging was amazing. Except when you try to chase the drones. If anyone did those missions, that was frustrating.
Those are fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
They make you better at swinging, but it's still really frustrating.
Yeah. I think that's what they're meant to do, is like get you better at using your swinging stuff optimally.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's rough.
I didn't mind the drones so much. In terms of one of the chasing things, the pigeons I thought was just the funniest thing, because you chase a pigeon for however long, and then he just shoots it and like sucks it in at light speed, and then you just see some feathers, and it's like, well, that pigeon's dead. Like, there's no way that would survive that.
No, he's going back to Lee. He's going back to Lee. Okay.
Yeah. Like
it's the same voice. It's David Fennoy, right? The guy that voices Lee.
Yeah, it was the same voice actor.
I was doing a whole bit the entire time. It's like, go get my pigeons for me. Also, if you see her out there, say hi to Clementine.
Yeah. Those pigeons, I think throughout the whole game, I was just kind of like, not dead. Nope. Survived. Nope. He's not. There's no way that guy's dead. It was also revealed later on, or not revealed, but I think I saw Danny O'Dwyer's tweet about it. If you like knock someone off or kick someone off the top of a building, you can go and find that person like attached to a nearby building.
Yeah,
with like spider webs, so no one dies.
Oh, Spider-Man just straight up killed people, and like if you actually watch everyone go flying off the building, the web like shoots into the wall and
like
sucks them, and
catches them.
No one hits the ground.
Yeah.
Listen here, Batman. Though my chat informed me that his webs dissolve after 2 hours, so if nobody attends that person, they're gonna fall down.
No one attends them.
Yeah, but it's not in game, man. Spider-Man doesn't kill. Okay.
Not directly.
They don't unless Spider-Man like in his off time, like eating and sleeping and stuff. So like when you're not playing the game, Spider-Man's going back and taking care of those people.
Totally.
And like dropping them in front of the police station and stuff. So
I think that the police didn't hate Spider-Man. The fire department would fucking hate Spider-Man.
Right.
They gotta get the ladder and go up in the building.
100 stories.
They're the ones that are
son of a bitch.
They're the ones listening to fucking J Alex Jones. He's Alex Jones.
Oh, 100%. I love that they gave him
Alex Jones.
They gave him a podcast, Zeke, because he got fired from
He's
the Bugle.
amazing.
And he's basically just like InfoWars Alex Jones the entire time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Spider-Man
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, but it's in the realm of Spider-Man, right? Like he's not out there spewing just bullshit.
Yeah.
So
he's not
okay,
going
so
out there
hate
saying
speech.
Spider-Man's
No.
making the city gay by throwing webs around, or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeke, he's
Turn the
straight
freaking
up.
spiders gay.
Yeah,
He's straight up doing J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah too.
without a doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the tone and cadence of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
voice.
you can't you
No.
cannot, right? Sorry to cut you off, but yeah,
Yeah,
he's set the tone, right? For
Totally.
like
Cemented.
penultimate
he
JJ.
he is JJ. But the voice actor for JJ in this game is actually the same guy that did Reinhardt from Overwatch.
Yeah.
I forget his
Oh,
name.
really? Oh, funny.
Yeah, but he's really good. He's a really good,
Really good at it.
and he just pops in while the podcast just kind of plays as you're traversing the city.
Did you guys ever get any of the customized ones?
No,
Customized what?
I did not. What happens with that?
Wear the punk spider suit for a while.
Oh, really? He says some stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Darren DePaul's the voice actor for that. Chat was mentioning it. I didn't do any of the. I didn't really like. I think I wore the Marvel, the Iron Man suit, the Iron Spider or whatever, for like 90% of the game. Because the other suits just didn't interest me.
Whoa, I never got that. What's
That's the
that?
Web Blossom ability.
That's like the first
So-
ability you get, sir.
To get into
No,
the mechanics of
really?
the fighting,
Yeah.
did you guys ever use that in fights? I never used the special move
Web
stuff
Blossom?
for suit. Well, no, just any special move.
Yes, because
Oh,
that web one I just did, like you just jump in the middle of a bunch of guys and it webs them all the walls and floor, and you're just like done. You could swing
Is
away
that
from the
suit?
crime.
Is that a suit power?
Yeah.
Okay, I just haven't worn that suit. That's what it is. I thought it was like an actual move set that you like upgraded to. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't do
Oh
that.
no, it's one of the special abilities.
Yeah.
I love the you mentioned the punk one. I love that ability on that one because that's one I use all the time when you're just like overwhelmed because it has a
Yeah, they go
twofold like
flying
knocking down ability. You
Yep.
like initially knock everybody up, and then if anybody else is in the area that didn't get knocked down, it does another one through the power of rock, JP.
Definitely best for roof battles.
I was never in a fight and I thinking like, oh, I should use my special ability because I don't know why. I just never thought about using it and I never actually used it. I probably used it.
Because the fighting was so fun.
Yeah, like maybe a handful of times throughout the 17-hour playthrough. Just never used the suit stuff.
Yeah.
A quick go around here. I played on hardest. Did you both play on the hardest difficulty?
Normal.
Oh yeah, JP. I mean, I didn't. I went on.
Oh, you guys were both playing normal?
I went on. No, I mean, yeah.
Fuck around.
It's called amazing, JP. Can we not call it normal?
What is the hardest one? Spectacular?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember that normal was amazing. I'm like, oh, that's nice of them to make me feel better about myself. That's good.
Well, yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man. Of course, that's the normal version of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess it was spectacular, so that makes sense. So maybe that's why I never used it because they're like, at least on hardest difficult. I'll pull up some early footage of this stuff and try to get some, or the early part of the game from my stream and try to show some of the fights. They're relentless. Like it wasn't necessarily difficult. I don't think I ever like straight up died unless it was me just failing a quick time. But the enemies are just like in your face at all times, and you never got a break to like think about the fight stuff, which was great. I'm not complaining that it was difficult. It's just I never had a chance to be like, I should use the suit power because I was getting shot at or someone was fucking punching me and I had to immediately dodge. And I absolutely love the combat stuff, but I want to try to see some footage on normal just to see like how actually difficult it was. But you guys seemed like you enjoyed the difficulty, so it didn't seem too
I
bad.
died in the tutorial a bunch.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Those fights weren't messing around, man.
Yeah. Max, for you thought the difficulty was fine on that? On normal? On amazing?
No, I thought it was fine. It was still difficult and challenging enough for me, especially some of those fights, man. There was a side mission one that I had to do, I think related. Yeah, and it was the demons. It was like a demon, like whatever they were doing inside of a, what's it called? Why can't I think of it? Building, industrial building. They're just in there. My brain's still waking up. Okay. Yeah, man, I had to do that thing like 5 times because they just had like a relentless amount of dudes that were just shooting at me at the same time, as well as like
it's the worst.
Web whips and stuff.
There's a bunch of
the
gun
web
guys.
whips guys, or the whips, the electrical like whatever power whips that those guys had. Those guys are pieces of shit in combat when you have a lot of dudes around you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they just completely ignore the fact that you even dodged, and they're just like, "Ha, gotcha." Anyways, bah! Like
Home in on you.
yeah. No, but I found the difficulty just fine. It is good. Some of those, I think you mentioned it yesterday, JP, but they made it, or somebody did. They did a good job, not just straight up copying, like copy pasting, like the Batman mechanics. You know what I mean? You feel like Spider-Man. He's not like countering people. He's dodging out of the way as Spider-Man would. And I think I'm literally word for word, I'm saying what you or somebody else just said yesterday. So if that's what you said, I'm just gonna shut up.
Someone on Twitter was like, "Dude, this is the Spider-Man 2 combat. Like, did it before Batman." And then they sent me a YouTube video, and I was like, They did. Well, no one can complain. Seriously, look at the Spider-Man 2 combat. It's literally like his spider sense. You push dodge button, and then you punch people.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, and that was the thing with this game too. I already knew this game was probably going to be really, really good. My hopes for it was that it was going to be kind of like harkening back to old school Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 2 or whatever, those games, and then just everything else that you think would go along with like a new, next gen to modern game. And that's exactly what it is. And then a little bit more. Like it feels like a good, like feel good, classic kind of like arcadey, Spider-Man game, but it looks great. Everything feels great, It's still got that modern spin on it and that modern polish, I guess you'd say.
I can't find any fight scenes for you, Bike Man. Like, fuck. I'm scared.
I was so suit restless. I would switch suits probably every half hour. I was so suit restless.
I think maybe this is a little bit.
As far as switching suits go, do you get all of them or do you have to unlock them?
You have to unlock them.
You unlock them, but
As
it's
you
not like
level up.
terribly hard. If you really want a suit, you can. It shows you like what's required to unlock that suit. So it'll take you like if you really want a suit, you can get it in like 5-10 minutes if you grind out. Depending on what the challenges are. If their challenge is a bunch of drones, that's why I was getting the drones things, those challenges, because one of the suits that I needed required like 6 of them, and then I did the first one, and that one was kind of difficult, and then I did another one, and that one just kept screwing me over. And I'm like, you know what? We'll get the suit later, offline or something. I don't.
I can't find any of the fighting right now, but
This is fighting right here. Fighting puzzles.
These puzzles. Okay. If you know anything about me and you've ever watched my stream, I absolutely hate doing puzzles of any type in any game. I will just constantly bitch and moan the entire time I'm doing them. The puzzles in this game, I absolutely fucking love. Like, I did all of these puzzles in a row for like an hour and a half, and I loved every second of them. I don't know why. They're the stupidest, most simplest puzzles.
They're matching, and you're doing science. They make you feel smart, okay?
I really loved them. They were fucking
Couldn't
fantastic.
look at chat though, because they were like, "God, why does it take? I've already solved this in my amazing brain."
You can't.
Oh,
you can't.
Never look at chat.
Yeah.
Never look at chat.
Yeah.
Especially with me, I get super self-conscious about that stuff because I'm like, these things, like it's anything like that. Really, it's like doing math live on stream for me. Like I try to avoid that as much as possible because I can do math, but just when people are like, God, he still doesn't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. So I just like hunker down. I'm like, okay, that goes there. Okay, that goes. Yep.
Anytime a puzzle would pop up in the main story after you did like the 12 ones that you can unlock or whatever, they would pop up and I'd be like, fuck yes, we get to do more puzzles, chat. And I'd sit there
Everybody
and go through them. It was good. It was good.
Everybody in chat is always, they're Rain Man. They're like, God damn, I solved this 3 times.
It didn't bother me that much because either these were easy and I didn't struggle with them, or I just understood them and I could get through them pretty quick. There was that one guy in chat that was always like, solved it, and I'm just like, would you stop? Just fucking stop. I'm doing the puzzle. I don't care if you've solved it.
Oh,
Yes, we're
I
all
got it.
very impressed.
Yeah.
The I got it crowd.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was for sure.
I do a lot
actually-
of puzzle games.
I enjoyed the matching a lot. Like the matching was probably my favorite because I it's simple. It's really like if you break it down, it's not that hard.
No.
But it looks harder than it actually is, right? And I feel like that's what they're going for. They want you to make you feel like you're doing something crazy complex and science-y because that's what you're doing. You're like, oh, I'm gonna break down and find out what this chemical compound is and what it's combined with. And it's meant to make you feel and give you that feeling, but the actual mechanics of the puzzle aren't that crazy. The ones where you have to like have the energy flow distribution, that one too. Like I with puzzles like this always overthink it. Like I way overthink it. I think that they're trying to get me to do something much more complicated than I actually am doing.
Yeah.
And then I end up looking like an idiot because I'm like, oh, it's just that. Okay, just don't whatever.
Yeah, these puzzles are
I
fantastic.
had easier time with those.
I love them. They were great. I honestly wish there was more. I think this is. I just randomly clicked in the broadcast. I think this is where I was going through all of them one by one.
When it would come out with an independent puzzle version like The Witcher Gwent.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Honestly, that would probably be a pretty cool like little phone game for people to just like
What
if
are
they
you
wanted
doing,
to crank
JP?
up, if they cranked up the difficulty, you know, it'd be a little brain teaser kind of game.
Yeah,
I could
great.
see that.
Yeah.
I'd be into it. No, I did the entire broadcast with me in the top.
No way. That's
great.
funny.
I want to try to find combat on here so you guys can compare it on the
Dude, that suit looks so good.
It is. This is the fucking Iron Spider suit, and even though I never used it, it does have the like things, the claws that come out, and your attacks become AOE.
Take a selfie with that. Segue into
Photo mode.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm help. I got you, Max. I got
Everybody
you.
else is waking up too.
I was thinking about the spider legs. I was wishing that they would like also climb with you and shit, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool.
They just kind of hang
I love
limply
that
while you climb
mural
around.
right there, by the way, that you're looking at. JP,
Little
the
Yeah.
cartoon.
baby JJ.
Yeah. This stuff was fun too. Like this is I don't know it's one of the open world activities that you can do where you're finding
Black cat stuff.
black cats. She hides these little cats, and you have to basically search for them in kind of like a Where's Waldo type
I
deal.
think Felicia Day plays her voice, right?
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I didn't find all
DLC
of them.
coming up.
Yeah, I didn't find all of them, so I don't even know if she like pops up at one point. But
No, you don't see her.
okay.
We're saving her for the DLC.
I really want to show fighting so that people can see fighting, but for some reason, I can't find it. I will say, and I didn't think about this till someone said it the other day, I never fast traveled a single time in my entire playthrough of this because the movement was so fun. Like, because I
did, it
enjoyed
was
doing
fantastic.
this shit. Just,
I did it a couple times.
You didn't really fast travel a single time.
Yeah, I
So then-
never fast
yes,
traveled.
no.
You missed
Yes,
out on the
no.
amazing fast travel cutscenes.
Oh, are there actually cutscenes for it? Does
You
it
get
like
Spider-Man
yeah.
on the subway, and it's different. Like a lot of the time, like the guy falls asleep on your shoulder, or there's a guy in a Spider-Man costume, and you're having a conversation with him, and like
Or just like texting on the subway, like holding on.
you're just texting, and this guy's reading the paper, and he's like looking over at you, like Spider-Man.
Huh. Yeah, I never did that. I gotta show combat. Okay, here's some combat. I think I found some combat. Here we go. All right, so this is one of the earlier
Doing a little
missions.
hideout, yeah.
Yeah, on the hardest
It's like
difficulty.
a kingpin hideout, yeah.
Yeah, I love
really
the
enjoyed
combat. They nailed it.
Yeah, no, I that's what would distract me so much when I was like, all right, guys, I'll chat was like, go do the mission already. I'm like, okay, I'll go there. I'm like, 100%, we're going. And I'm swinging through, and I'm like, there's a kingpin hideout right there. I could just because what was so fun for me is like I'd like to try to complete the first wave as much as I could, like just stealth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like just because they give you so many options to like perch above and like just zip across and slowly take people out one by one, you know, or like I would try to do as fast as I could and pretend like I was actually, you know, like Spider-Man, like how quickly can I get them down with stealth, you know, and then when shit goes crazy, then that's when I would fight them.
yeah,
that's cool when you
it's-
find like the
it's
perfect
super
triangle
rewarding.
combo too, like an order
Oh,
of guys. You know, he goes.
yeah.
Satisfying.
The combat was so satisfying. I love that they made R1 your like your web abilities basically, but also for the web shooter you can just like jam on the button as fast as possible to web someone up
so
super
you can do
quick.
that.
Yeah. It felt so cool in the middle of a combat where there's like, I don't know, a shit ton of people surrounding you. And then you just spam on the button, get them all webbed up, go over and punch him once, and he gets like stuck to a wall. And then he jumps up in the air, swings back over into the fight, knocks a guy off a building. And you're like, they just nailed the combat without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I liked webbing people up first, and then like swing kicking them, and they go splat up against the wall. You know,
Totally.
and they stick to it.
Yeah.
It felt
Like
really
like
good.
right there where he just got webbed up to the wall. That stuff was fantastic. I loved the combat. How do you guys feel about, without talking about the boss fights in particular, how'd you feel about them? I feel like they were a little rule of 3E too much in the sense it's like, oh, got to do this 3 times. Almost every fight.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
ignored it because they were so visually like impressive.
Yeah. And they're
Like I see what they're doing, whatever.
the quick time events were there, but I feel like there weren't too many of them. And when they did do them, they were pretty impactful, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were too
yeah, they
bad.
didn't distract a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just when
Part
the
of me
impact we're
wonders
gonna
if-
have.
if they were worried about making, and maybe not. I mean, I'm sure that obviously this factor was a consideration that they made while making the game, is like making the game hard, fun, but also still, like I said, it goes back to the puzzles thing. My idea is they're not going to make the puzzles too crazy because it's a kid game, right? Like there's going to be plenty of kids that are going to be playing this game. So they had to find that like balance and tiptoe around like how hard do we make it to the point where, you know, someone who's younger can still eventually get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have the option
still
to turn off puzzles.
The older audience, you know? So I think if you think about it in that realm, I think they hit the mark pretty well in terms of like still being hard enough to where, you know, adults and people that have been fans of Spider-Man for a while are going to enjoy it in, you know, being adults, but also kids are going to be able to pick it up pretty well too. I mean, kids are pretty damn good at video games now. They grow up with a controller in their goddamn hands now, but
yeah,
you know, there's still that if you don't present it to them a certain way. So if you have that like kind of pattern, that easy to recognize pattern, then bosses aren't going to be too hard. That's my thing. Or maybe it was just like bosses were a thing that they worked on after they nailed down everything else. Could be either way.
Yeah, maybe so. I thought all the boss fights, apart from maybe like the one in the bank pretty early on, were good. That one in the bank was way too Rule of 3E, where it was like, got to run around and do this one immediately 3 times. Okay, all right. Then next
I'm
rule
trying
of 3.
try not to spoiler here. I really like the one later in the construction yard with the two guys.
Yes.
And when they kept like, you know, interfering with each other.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep. Yeah, the combat I think aided all the boss fights, and the way that they handled it in terms of the way that you as Spider-Man dealt with the bosses was fantastic. So
yeah,
just a great game through and through. I thought they were all fucking everything about, like, I'm trying to think of what I don't like about this game, and I don't actually know anything that's like flawed. Maybe like the collectible stuff. I didn't 100% in it. Bike did. Max, I don't think is going to. But there's a lot of collectibles that kind of, they push that idea of like, well, it's an open world game, so you have to have as many collectibles as possible. But Bike, is someone who 100%ed it, did you like it? Was there too many? Like, where are you at in that?
It wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, it did. It's open world fatigue, I think is what they call it. Is a little bit of like doing the same thing over and over again, but not too bad. Mostly just the crimes, not repetitive. If you're trying to 100%, it's the same things over and over and over and over. But like they did a good job at like the science stuff, like at the rooftop science stations was like they were different each time. That was cool.
I like those. Yeah, I really like those.
Yeah. And I really like doing the bases because the combat waves were really actually fun. So yeah, I didn't mind that stuff. The backpacks were easy to get out of the way. There were some Assassin's Creed towers, but they were like gone after like 30 minutes. You were done with that.
Yeah. I think in terms, if you're not a Spider-Man fan or not a Marvel fan, and I got asked this a lot, I think a lot of broadcasters did, will you still enjoy this game if you're not a huge diehard or even just a general fan of Spider-Man? And I think it's a good enough game that the answer is yes. But the story doesn't really. Story's good at the start, but I think it doesn't really pick up till about halfway through when it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe like I don't know. I don't know how to approach that in terms of like will you enjoy this game if you're not a diehard Spider-Man fan? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the first half of the story, the entire time I was like, I don't care about this villain like at all. It was like in like Daredevil on Netflix when ninjas started showing up. I was like,
yeah.
Then it got way better in the second half.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know. I will say in terms of the movement, I was trying to think about other open world games that have good movement. I think this might be my favorite mechanic in any open world game ever in terms of just getting around. Like, it's just fun to fucking fly about and swing about from place to place. But yeah, if you're, I guess watch a stream, watch a video and see if you're going to be interested in it. Because at the end of the day, they don't do anything particularly new to the open world genre. Like they don't introduce anything super crazy into that. They kind of just refine it and then put a shit ton of polish into it and throw Spider-Man into kind of that style of game. So
look at this picture you're framing up here. That's nice.
This is the only one I did. There were other pictures where I did them in stride. Like I would be like, oh, there's a landmark right there. And I'd be like mid swing, turn around and get like a fucking side of the building and then just keep going.
And then he does the dialogue like, pretty good composition if I do say so myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And you go back and look at the photo and it's just like one window of the building zoomed in. Yeah.
I want to get one now, like where it's just like a pedestrian's face mainly in the frame, like
Yes.
having the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I played with it. Did you guys play with the photo mode at all?
Not too much.
A little bit.
I've heard it was good though. Do you echo that?
Yeah, I had a glitch where a guy, I think it's on my Twitter. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Where I punched a guy's neck through a bench and it looked disgusting. So I did like a selfie and they had like a Daily Bugle. There it is. I found it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Throw it
Daily
in the chat so
Bugle,
people check it out. Huh.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't mess with it too much. I did every once in a while find like a loop in a sense of the AI in terms of like the crowd. There was like after a fight where it was like 6 or 7 pedestrians were just walking in a box like towards themselves and like running, and that was a little bit weird. So there's a little bit of open world craziness that occurs from time to time, but it's far less than most open world games that I've played. I've seen also.
Did you guys care? Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I've seen also at the end of bridges, the cars don't continue going; they just turn around in the middle of the street. They just do like a U-turn and then drive back into the city. So that was a little bit.
Yeah, the bridge is out, dude.
Yeah,
Bridge is out.
What were we gonna say, Mike?
I was gonna say, did you guys care that it was 30 frames? Did it even affect you?
No, like
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't really. It bugged me.
I didn't actually know that it was 30 frames until you said it. Like I was just like, wow, this is actually running really good. So kudos to them for that. Or I guess I'm just shit at recognizing it. I don't.
when I started the game, I was like, oh fuck, it's only 30, and then it went away very quick. Like I
don't think you notice that much unless it's not capable of doing the steady 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think that's a big thing too. Like it's very noticeable when it's not a steady 30, but if it's a solid 30 frames, like, and the game is made well and optimized well, you probably won't notice it that much.
Yeah, you don't care after a while.
I mean,
is it seriously though 30, even though just on a Pro? Like, were you guys playing on PS4 Pro, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 30.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It was just like God of War, where the game's so fucking good and polished that like the fact it's 30 FPS is whatever. I'm not gonna get worked up about it. I would obviously prefer to play it in 60, but the game looked good enough to where it didn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
I want to try to find, and I can't do it because there was a suit that I was talking about yesterday during Court of Swords.
You remember the cell shaded one, right?
It's like a cell. Yeah, it's cell shaded.
The comics one.
That was amazing, dude. It was like
it makes the rest of the game look photorealistic.
Yeah.
And I got to see if I can find footage of it because it was at the end of the game.
Kept thinking of like Cool World while I was wearing it, or like that Aha video, Take on Me.
Yes.
It looks like that while you're walking around, Zeke, dude. It's crazy. It's like rotoscoped animation on live action is what it looks like.
Man, you and I might be the only one who know what Cool World is, or like enjoy it.
Maybe I should
Hollywood if she could
boot up the game and show you. It's worth showing.
While he's grabbing that, I got a question for you guys.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
The question that's on my mind, sure, a lot of people have asked you in chat. This God of War, which one which one wins?
So I have an answer for this, and you guys need to tell me if it's a bullshit answer, because this is what I told my chat at the end of the game. I finished both games and I said this. God of War is to the Shawshank Redemption that Spider-Man is to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They're both amazing fucking movies, but the tone of one another is completely and utterly different. Is that a good comparison?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
That works.
Okay. I think God of War is the better game, but I had a smile on my face the entire time I was playing Spider-Man because it was just fun, if that makes sense.
God of War is the Oscar nominee, and Spider-Man's the one you wish would have gotten nominated.
Yeah, the one where you go, why don't comedies ever win Best Picture?
Yeah, why don't comedies ever get in there?
Yeah.
All right. I get it. That's cool. That's cool.
All right.
I guess then it's just falls down to the fun factor. Like, which one did you have more fun playing?
Well, I didn't play God of War yet, so
What?
That's why I'm not
Well,
really
then
saying anything.
I'm not asking you.
Yeah, we're not friends with you anymore. You haven't played God of War yet, Max? What the fuck? God damn it.
That doesn't mean that I don't like it. I just didn't play it. Everybody was playing it, and there was plenty of other games to play at the time. It was like one of those ones I'm like, I'll play it, guys. Yeah, I'll play it eventually, and I still will.
There was no other games to play at the time. It was the best game.
I'm silently judging you.
You should be.
I appreciate it.
No, that's the you've never seen Star Wars of 2018. You've
Hey,
never
listen,
seen
shut up, chat.
Star
I didn't even have
Wars?
to. I have the balls to mention that I didn't play God of War. All right, I could have been silent and been like, whatever. I totally agree with your assessment of these two games, but I said it. Okay, I put myself out there.
Hey,
I prefer
listen.
if you pretended you played it, because now there's an anomaly over there.
Yeah.
I found the time to play it offline. However, I don't have a life offline, so that's not really saying much.
Oh.
You know, when I play video games all day, and then when I get done playing video games all day for work, I play video games all night to relax.
That's true.
I do want to play it though, honestly. Like, it's not. I didn't play it because I'm like, nah, it looks like a garbage game. I don't like God of War. It wasn't that at all. I just was playing other stuff.
It is one of the best games I've ever played, Max, without a doubt. It is in the
looks
top
like
10
a really,
list of all time.
it looks super fucking good.
Yeah.
And even more excited. I'm actually glad that I didn't play it because I didn't have the PS4 Pro at the time, and I've heard that it actually is one of those games that's very, very worthwhile to be running it on the Pro. So I'm not sad that I didn't, then I delayed it.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Plus,
ever
now
have
when
one
I
of those
play it, it's
moments
like-
where you're like, I wish I had a son, and that's the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because I saw all the memes and stuff. I mean, I saw enough of it to get like the jokes and that people were making, boy, and all that stuff. That'll be fun. We'll rehash that when I play it again eventually.
It's
It's one of those ones I'm going to save for when we have that dry spell that'll come, after the
yeah. December time.
downpour of games that are coming.
A Christmas God of War. You should do it, Max. It'd be great.
That'd be cool. Yeah. And a very Merry Christmas to you all. Now let's kill shit.
Yeah. All right. I've booted up Spider-Man because I wanted to show you this.
Hey, there it is.
Look at this thing
Whoa.
and how it
Whoa.
looks to the like. It makes the rest of the game look photorealistic. It looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. I'll go find. Also, don't read the text because it might be like post-game shit.
Okay.
Spider-Man, now that you beat up all the specific villains I'm mentioning, what are you going to do?
Also, this is really hard. I'm just gonna hold down R2 with how the delay is going through all these things. But like, it makes everything look real.
What's the suit power that you get from that?
He
Clips,
insults people.
He insults people.
Really?
Yeah.
It knocks him back slightly.
That's great.
Take
Insult is quips, I believe it's called.
Yeah. It's quick.
Take on me.
But doesn't it just look absurd?
Yeah, the contrast between the two different, it definitely makes everything else look real. I mean, we talk about that too. We didn't really
I mean,
talk
like,
about
I'll go to street level. Like, look. It looks real.
That's weird.
Make sure to wave. Make sure to wave at some people, JP.
Hey.
finger guns. Gotta have those finger guns.
But I couldn't get past how fucking trippy it looks compared to the rest of
It's
the
like
shit.
that Simpsons where Homer ends up in the real life at the end after
It is.
the Halloween episode.
It's
Can we also
100% like
comment
that.
on these shadows? Look how hard those shadows are. There's no light fall off or anything. This doesn't have RTX.
Yeah, they don't have the RTX ability yet. Yeah. Yeah.
Real shadows. Whatever. Fuck it. I fucked up my words. Just
RTX
don't-
doesn't even have ABC.
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to show this off because it just makes the rest of the game look fucking bananas to me. And you can't get this suit towards the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, I think. It's like level 40 or 45 is when it unlocks. But
Yeah, I'm
it's
looking
just-
forward to that one.
Suit spoiled.
I know we've talked this game to death, but like the scale too, and just the layout of Manhattan. I've had plenty of people that were that live in Manhattan and just the New York area. And I'm like, did they pretty much nail it? Because from what I've seen of Manhattan, like pretty goddamn good job. And it doesn't feel like to me like a shrunk down version of it. You know what I mean? Even though it may be, I don't know. Yeah, I thought the scale of everything was really good in the way that they mapped everything out.
yeah, it was definitely good stuff. I'm just going to the top of this, then we can move on. Zeke, have we talked you into it? Are you going to end up playing it?
Oh, that was never a question. Like
Yeah.
it's not a question of if I'm going to play it. It's a question of when I'm going to play it and if I'm going to play it on my broadcast. Because
You heard it here. He's going to play it right after the show. And we're going to live
right after
vicariously
the
through his
show.
experience.
Yeah. All right, let me.
No, it's definitely like, and the funny thing is like, I feel a sense of urgency now because of the end of the year show that we do for Drop Frames, and I feel like I have to play all the games that might be contenders for Game of the Year, like that kind of shit. Like some games I might not normally have played. Like I felt that urgency for Persona 5 last year.
Yeah, it's only
Like,
you can beat
gotta
it in
give it a
less.
look.
You can finish it in less than 20 hours. It's not too big of an investment, and that's generous. That's on Zeke time, not like rushing main story time. Just for clarification, you don't need to add any time to that for your own being.
Okay, thanks,
So-
bud.
No, I'm there. I'm doing that as an actual courteous action, not because I'm an asshole.
No, I understand. Now, this is my question to you guys. I hate out of 10s, like blank out of 10 lists, because they're always inaccurate, because you don't want to give anything a 2 or a 3 because it's like that's so bad. But if you give it a grade, it doesn't seem as bad. So A through F, what do you give Spider-Man? And you can use A minus, A plus, that kind of stuff, or
like,
B.
A plus for me.
A plus, okay.
Yeah. Like it's generally one of the best, most polished open world games that has existed in unbelievably
Solid
probably
A.
since GTA 5 for me.
Solid A, maybe A plus. Yeah, because it
Okay.
really, really good. I think it gives it the A plus on the whole, like it hit every note for me that I wanted it to, especially from like the nostalgia point of view of previous Spider-Man games. So that kind of pushes it up. If I was going objective, like just as a game reviewer, I'd probably just be like A.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd probably go B plus or A. Yeah. Mostly because some of the side missions were really repetitive over and over, and you have to do them if you want to 100% it.
Yeah, and you have a unique perspective too because you did the 100%. So
Mm.
you can speak to that more than us.
But like at the same time, I'm really tempted to go A just because of the layers of polish and like the dual audio for being exerted and not exerted and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
For
Really
sure.
impressive.
I mean, you can tell that they just didn't put that thing out till it was ready, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if worldwide sales have come out yet, but in the UK, apparently this was the fastest selling game of the year, and it doubled what God of War did, who was the current or the previous record holder for how much they sold in the first week. It doubled sales.
Doubled it?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
That's how
Look at
big
that. God Wars-
that's how big the IP of
Told you
Spider-Man
guys.
is. So, yeah, like it's apparently hopefully that matches globally, but apparently it's just selling like unbelievably well. Which, as a diehard Marvel fan, God, I fucking hope we get like more games of this caliber for the Marvel universe. Like, if they put out like an Avengers game where you can play through different Avengers and it was like co-op,
man.
God, I would just fucking lose my shit.
man.
I would lose my goddamn shit.
If they did an Avenger game and properly did it like they did Spider-Man, the amount of revenue that they could make from that is just stupid, just dumb and absurd,
It'd be so good.
and exciting at the prospect of playing it.
I mean, they could take any Marvel IP, and if they
That's
did as
true.
much work with what on it as they did with Spider-Man, I'd be into it. Like Daredevil, Iron Fist, Punisher, Iron Man, fucking Thor, any Doctor Strange, any of those guys, they throw them in there, be into it.
Give me
imagine
Iron Man
doing
zooming
this?
around, please.
Would you say, Mike?
Like, give me Iron Man zooming around.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Even Doctor Strange is like messing around with all the different spells and shit.
yeah, yeah. Can you imagine well, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say because I don't want to have that conversation.
If they
I
did
would-
an Iron Man game and they give you first person perspective in the UI of the helmet too, sometimes
man.
if you wanted to switch to it,
Jarvis? You could have Jarvis in there with you?
It'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Wait, what
Have
conversation
dialogue
did
of
you
like,
want to have?
where are we going, Jarvis?
Jarvis, though?
You don't like Jarvis?
Conversation,
You would want
JP?
No, I mean, but
it's good.
But that would have to be like a retro.
Yeah, that's true. Now it's Friday. That's true.
I'd much rather have Friday anyway because that voice.
Yeah.
That's true. Get an Avengers Battle Royale game. That's the only game I don't want is a Battle Royale game with the Marvel IP. Just fucking don't do that shit. Don't do
I was just thinking of the dialogue options between you and the suit AI.
Gotta be so good.
Cool as shit.
God, I hope
Actually,
they do that stuff.
Actually, a Marvel Universe BR where you had to play each individual character and you couldn't have duplicates in a city where they could be
Nope.
and you could...
Nope. Don't give them ideas, Mike. Don't put it out there. Don't put that shit out there.
A Spider-Man DLC where we already have the pieces in there. You have to upgrade and find the gadgets as you go through. Nice.
Nope.
Okay.
They're on the topic of Marvel games. Square is doing something with Marvel that they haven't announced yet that I want to say is Avengers based in some degree. So I hope that comes out and it's not fucking awful. But no one knows what it is. So I guess we'll just have to kind of see when that comes out. But that's Spider-Man. So Zeke, I want to talk to you about this donut game because I've been wanting to talk to you about this donut game for almost 2 weeks because I love donuts. I'm a huge fan of raccoons, and this mixes them together. So let's talk
Counties.
about
I'm okay with.
Counties are all right. I'm more of a state guy. Counties are kind of small time. How do you feel about Donut County?
Donut County is okay. Let me just give you the premise of Donut County. In fact, let me give you the blurb.
Do it.
It's a story-based physics puzzle game where you play as an ever-growing hole in the ground. Meet cute characters, steal their trash, and throw them in a hole. Yep. That's the game. The game doesn't take overly long. I think I completed it in, I want to say 3-ish hours, somewhere like that. It's $12.99 on Steam, so it's $13. But it's a really charming game. It has a great sense of humor. It obviously doesn't take itself too seriously. It shows you you play as sort of the raccoon main character in the game.
Great.
And you are delivering donuts.
Is that raccoon saying LOL?
Yes. There's a lot of that.
I love it.
There's a lot of LOL.
I think that's great.
There's a lot of LOL. So basically what happens in Donut County is people have ordered donuts to their place of business. And when they order a donut, you give them the hole. And you move the hole around and you swallow everything on the map. And
makes sense
it's
to me.
Not super difficult at all. Okay, I'm trying to compare it to a game that is whimsical and not super difficult. Like I think Little Inferno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the name of that game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that where it's just there's not a lot of difficulty into it. Not a lot of difficulty in it. But the sense of humor is pretty great, pretty spot on. And it's pretty self-aware. For example, when you take the hole around and you make stuff fall in it, it adds it to your lexicon of
an almanac
terminology. Basically, your glossary of terms. So when you swallow a rock, it'll have the description of a rock, but from the perspective of a raccoon. Like if you swallow a garbage can, it says, "This is the gold standard of places to eat." This is where you eat. It's like a house. You swallow a house and it says cage for humans.
Get that puppy.
Yeah.
You get him?
He's tough. He keeps jumping.
Get him!
Trashopedia. Thank you. Trashopedia.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a lot of everything you swallow, you can look and see the raccoon descriptions of said thing. And they're very humorous. Yeah, got it. Got that goddamn puppy.
I was not paying attention to anything you were saying. I was just watching you get this puppy.
Yeah. No, it's super goofy. It's actually a really great game to play if you have like a little cousin or little kids, something like that. It would be a fun game to play with them because it doesn't get any more like complicated. The story is very easy to follow, and the puzzles aren't super difficult. But yeah,
I
it's
played
very
it in
childlike.
iPad. Had a good time with it.
You playing
Oh,
on
you
the
did?
iPad?
Okay.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might. This
Yeah, I
might
bought
be.
it.
Or,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to give this a shot. Yeah, like when I don't know what the hell to play, I might just boot this up and see.
No,
what this
you
is
play
about.
God of War, Max. You have your fucking game to play.
That's
okay?
a long investment. Okay.
Don't play this. Fucking play God of War.
I would also say if you like, I think reefer. You like smoking reefer.
Yeah.
Reefer, as they call it. I think.
I think it's a good game for smoking reefer.
Sure. Yeah.
If you're in Colorado or Oregon or Washington or some parts of California
Yeah.
or Nevada.
Yeah, I agree. Legally, if you can smoke weed, play this game, it's probably going to heighten the experience.
Or if you're taking a vacation or a road trip through any of those states, stop, get your iPad out, buy some reefer, and play this game.
Yeah.
How come you can't get that bird? What the hell? The hole was just underneath
Can't
him.
get that bird yet. The hole's not big enough. It's not deep enough yet.
What are you talking about? You just
Also-
swallowed a fucking trailer.
The bird has got to take the water first. The bird has got. He's there for a purpose. He's got to take that water.
What was he
out of the
standing
hole.
on?
Ah!
There he goes.
He's in the hole.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Finally.
Now I can take him. Now here's where I'm talking. Here's what I'm talking about. It'll say great delivery. It'll show all that stuff, and then it'll give you new terms for your Trashopedia. And hopefully I go through that without blathering too much.
So how does the whole
Sorry, my tailbone still hurts in this.
How does the
It still
whole-
hurts, but not as much.
how does the whole thing tie together with donut delivery?
Can't
That's what
talk about
I,
it. It's a little spoiler.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
read
right.
too,
okay.
don't read
okay,
too much
all right,
into it, Max.
All right. Well, I'm
I
just,
think you're looking for meaning where there really isn't any.
Yeah.
okay.
I've heard the music here is really good. Can you confirm that? Is the how's the
Portable
music for the
outhouse.
game as we go through
Yeah,
this?
there's
stuff?
a trailer is a portable outhouse. The music is good. It's fun. Yeah, half a mouse guitar is a ukulele. Free sled.
It's great.
Press the buttons on the top to select your flavor. See, stuff like that. It's humorous. It's pretty funny. I like it.
I feel
It seems like a
Um,
real good feel-good game to play if you don't know what else to play and you're just kind of like, I want something lighthearted.
God of War. will
Yeah,
make you
no,
feel
it's
good.
it's for sure a great mobile game. Like it takes like 2 to 3 hours, and you know there's not a whole lot of depth. It's just really cool surface fun.
Looks like there's a lot of depth from what I'm seeing right now.
Boo! Boo!
He's still
Gotcha.
he's still Spider-Man RPing right now. That's the type of. Anyways. Zeke, how much is Donut County?
$13.
$13. That seems okay.
It's a little high.
A little high.
I won't lie to you. It's a little spendy.
Yeah.
For how long it is. Not for how good it is, but for how long it is for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
What would you price it at if you could?
On Steam, I'd probably say it was worth like $8.99, $9.99, something like that.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. I think that from what I'm seeing, it looks like a fair price.
Yeah,
What
and you can
letter
get it for
grade would you give
$4.99
it?
on iOS, I guess.
Yeah, it's like $4 on iOS.
It is. Oh, so is it on mobile as well?
Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah, I played on my iPad. It was fun.
Cool.
Well, if I don't play it on stream, I'll probably play it on my iPad.
Man, we are shifting gears hard. Another hard right turn here to the next game. Bike Man, we got about 20 minutes till break. Talk to me about Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Oh, Valkyria Chronicles is a good time, man. Like normally when I play like a anime type game like this, like oh god, what was the one that came out on Switch recently? Was it Tales of I can't remember what it was, but
I'm
it
not
wears
sure.
out its welcome, and like the story, I'm just like, oh my god, it has every cliche possible. But like in this one, I was like really getting into it. I think it's the combination of I really like the art style, the music is like really orchestral and fantastic. The characters like have just enough like Western writing that you kind of care about them, even though it's ridiculous. And the gameplay is just like that kind of gameplay that's like a 3D XCOM. It's
Yeah.
really fun. So there are like classes that counter each other and like all kinds of cool like powers to work with.
I think it's safe to say loved Valkyria Chronicles 1. 2 and 3 went a little bit too anime for me. Does this take it back to
This is
Valkyria
exactly
1?
like the first one with like more frosting and it looks better.
Okay.
And it's got like a new class and yeah, if you like the first one, this is the first one but like better.
Gotcha. I guess for people that have never seen this game and are wondering what the fuck is actually going on, can you kind of describe the gameplay
It's
loop?
like
in a
an
sense?
alternate reality having their World War II, basically.
But there's
so, like, there's a
magic,
bunch of,
kind of.
There's technology. There's no real magic. There's technology, like that thing. The weird grenade, like had like some kind of ethereal energy or whatever. But it's kind of like Final Fantasy a little bit, like if it didn't have magic, but you have like the Shinra Corporation, and they're like using like this resource that we don't have on Earth, like it glows, whatever. But it's still like science in their universe, you know. So you have like grenades you can throw at each other to like heal your teammates or whatever. Stuff like that. But none of them. No, there's no sorcery or anything.
Do you still get a tank? Can you still control a tank eventually? And
yeah, your main leader guy has the tank from the beginning of the game.
Nice.
And you can move him as you want, as it makes sense to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game's great. Are the snipers still godlike? Did they nerf the snipers?
The scouts and the snipers are still pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you can like level up everyone's stats, and it's just crack. It's crack for me, like that type of game.
Yeah.
The progression and the levels are really fun. And going around the corner and seeing a guy and like you're out of points and he's gonna drill you and you're like shit. Love that. You gotta be careful.
How are the missions in terms of like? I guess the variance between them, are they all kind of
really good?
Yeah,
really good. They get a bunch of different levels as you progress through the story. Like I was assaulting a town here, and then the next level is the town again, but there are reinforcements from the Empire come in and trap you in the alley on the left there. And you have to get a signal out because they're blocking you, and you can't get artillery to like bomb the tanks that was the main objective in the first place. So you see that there are these like code towers that from like a long time ago for like telling, I forget, like the weather or something.
Yeah.
And so you're like sniper, you have to get your sniper in a position to shoot those towers and change the code so they can see the coordinates to where they'll drop the bombs on the tank. And I was like, that's cool. Like that's cool to me. And then they like go back in time to when you were training and you do some like training like paintball exercise stuff. That's really cool.
Huh.
You kind of look like anime Snake right now.
Right? A little bit,
yeah. You could still like choose who's in your army and stuff like that in terms of who you recruit, right?
Yep, you get a roster. You can recruit people. You can choose who you want to take into the missions with you. Some characters don't like each other, so you have to like take that into consideration. And if they do, then when they stand near each other, they'll do like special stuff when you do attack.
I think this is a sniper, and I hope you're about to snipe someone.
Yeah, I think I'm about to do one of the code towers. I'm trying to get a guy in a position. No, it's a few turns away from here. I get him all the way around up to a tower.
Yeah, here's the sniper.
Get him.
This stuff's
Headshot.
great, man. This game's so
take him out.
So fun.
Solid shot.
When you aim at guys, it says the number of bullets it takes to kill them, and if you aim at the head, it just changed to 1 for the sniper. So
yeah, it's great.
He can miss those shots. It's not guaranteed. It's like XCOM a little bit.
Yeah, Zeke, I think you would like this game.
Well, I actually have the opportunity to, if I wanted to play it. When does it release?
This week sometime, I think, right?
Yeah, it's coming out on PS4, PC, and Xbox, I think.
Hey, you're shiny
Switch.
head now. That's nice.
Maybe it's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? It's sometime this week.
13th. Oh, 25, 26.
Oh, that's
25th.
It's the end of this month. Okay, never mind. I think I read that same email you guys did and thought it was this week.
I can get you code. We can only play up till chapter 8, but that's like literally like 3 streams, like 8-hour streams. So if you want it, let me know.
No, I know I have it. It's just
Okay.
I've been putting it off for a couple of reasons. One, there's a lot of games, a lot of other games that I'm pretty sure I'll like that I've
Play
been playing.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
Play
your
God
job.
of War.
Yeah.
But tell me to play God of War. I'm just gonna throw
God
that
of
back at you.
No, there's just been a bunch of games that I've been wanting to play, and also I wanted to ask you a couple of questions that have been keeping me from playing it too. One, do you need to have played any of the Valkyria Chronicles games to understand this?
Not really, because this one takes place in a different like there would be like the Pacific and the European. This is like a whole different. It's the same war, but a different place, like with different characters and their experiences. So no, you don't really need to know anything.
I'm talking like mechanics wise. Like, do they?
Oh no,
have a pretty...
it's just It's just any standard game. It has a tutorial, and you'll understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do the same thing where it's like what you're seeing Bike do now will have a tutorial for every single thing. Like they don't throw anything, at least if it's the same as the first one, they don't throw anything at you that you're just like, what do I do? It's like, oh, here's a new thing. Now the game's going to tell me about what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second question is, how anime is it?
That's a good question.
Like,
I would say that it's in the middle of between like the anime standard and Western writing. Where like I usually when I watch an anime, I don't give a shit about the characters. They're all talking like existential. They won't get to the point. There's too much exposition instead of just there's too much tell not show. It's just like I'm going to talk about everything that's going on and so the audience will know instead of just like letting us figure it out by like the Western standard. And this one I actually give a shit about the characters. Like when I was watching the cutscenes and stuff, I was interested in what was going on. I was like, that guy doesn't like that guy. How did they start getting along? We'll go into the past and see like what went on between them and stuff like that. So it's a little less. It's a little less. Yeah, paper thin.
so okay. So the story in the game itself is decent.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. You're selling me. You're selling me a little bit.
Yeah, I think this gets a comparison a lot, and you might have actually made the same comparison yourself, Bike Man, for XCOM. Like, where would you put this in? If you were to describe this to someone who's never played it before, would you say it's like XCOM-ish or not at all? Like, what? How? Because I have a hard time as well.
If you played XCOM, then you would like grasp onto the concepts in this game pretty much quicker than normal.
Okay.
Definitely. You see familiar things everywhere, even though the camera is like in a different perspective. It's pretty much like got like a lot of the same basic concepts and stuff.
Yeah. I think it also.
Okay, so you're not controlling them when they move. You pick a spot for them to move to.
No, I'm controlling them when they move. There's a yellow bar in the bottom center, and that's like when that runs out, you can't move anymore.
Oh.
And so then you are where you have to be like, I wonder if I can get there. So you're watching your yellow bar as you're running, and you're like, oh, okay, got to find something nearby to hide behind. Yeah.
Is it still as punishing where you do that and you put them in a bad spot, you can't move back?
If you go around, that's why you got to be careful. You got to send your scouts in first because they have a shit ton of move points like that guy.
I remember
I
playing.
was just wondering, like, is there a lot of like you walk out there, you're like shit, fuck, shit, and you're trying to like backtrack.
You need to like. I did that. And there were like 2 tanks and a soldier, and I walked around the corner, and there they were, and I was like, I looked at my move points, and they were gone, and I was like, it was my fault though. Like I should have been like, okay, I'm gonna save this chunk of move points and not go around the corner till next turn. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they drilled the shit out of my character.
The first game, one of the reasons that I didn't actually finish it was because some of those missions were so stupidly fucking difficult. I had to restart so many fucking times because you would just like turn a corner and the guy would die. And it's like, well, I can continue on, but that person's dead. So I'm probably just going to restart the mission.
When non-main characters die, they're gone forever. So yeah.
Yeah. So like how is the difficulty in this game? Is it of the same ilk or did they?
I only got to like chapter 3 and the chapters are ungodly long. So it wasn't hitting me with super difficulty, but like I had a couple characters die and had to do a mission over.
Okay.
Or no, I made it over there and saved them actually. And it was really cool and harrowing now that I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to ramp up. I'll let you know later if you want to know.
Yeah, I'm definitely because like, dude, some of the missions in Valk 1, towards the like later like chapter 9 and 10 were just fucking ridiculous.
Like, I could see it going there, but
stupid. You'd be fighting kind of the big bad, and they would hop into a mission, and they could just rail you from anywhere on the map, and it sucks so bad. And I remember that's why I ended up not finishing.
There's a new class in this one that you might like.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a mortar.
Oh.
Yeah, and she can set up, and then she gets a nice real like distance arc, and you can drop bombs on people.
They still have like I saw like the general soldier. They still have like the bazooka people, the missile launcher people. Okay.
Yeah, with the lances.
Yeah. Cool. How much? This is full price game, right?
Right here is where I go up the tower, I think.
Oh god. Okay, we'll show.
Oh no, I noticed that you can climb up there, and then I send the sniper next turn.
Okay. Still $15.99.
And then that was like the last tower.
Full price
I think
game?
so. Yeah, I think it's $60.
Okay.
But it's gonna be one of those games where it's like 100 hours probably.
Yeah, it seems
At
long.
least it feels like it will be.
It seems
Yeah,
long.
here it
We'll be
goes.
talking about another 100-hour plus game in Dragon Quest 11 probably after the break. But yeah, a lot of long games out there for sure. Zeke, did he convince you? Are you playing this? Are you gonna check it out?
I mean, Bike Man was saying a lot of the right things. Like XCOM, that's a buzzword for me. XCOM is a buzzword. Not overly anime. That was good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cool stuff. And I love strategy. Is this a puzzle?
Yeah, what is going on here?
I don't know. Yeah,
This
he's
is where you
shooting
have to shoot the code towers, and then your artillery that's way off in the distance will be like, "Oh, okay." And then they drop the bombs on the tanks properly because your communication was cut off. So that was if you were like thinking quickly, and you were like, "Those towers, we can use those. Shoot the numbers." So they say the certain numbers.
I see.
Why do they have numbers on the tower?
That's how it worked.
It was a way for the villages to communicate with each other at one point.
Oh.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Hmm.
Anyways, this is Valkyria Chronicles 4. It's coming out on what you said, a bunch of different platforms, right? PS4, Xbox
Yeah,
One,
I'm not
PC,
sure about
Steam.
Xbox.
Okay.
I think I definitely PS4, Switch, and PC though.
Okay. Cool. Let's take our break here because I think I want to spend more than 10 minutes on Blops with Max because I think it's kind of it's an important game for BR, I think. And I want to spend it deserves more time than 10 minutes. So we'll take our break now and we'll come back. We still got Dragon Quest 11, Indie Sunday, Blops, fucking news. Apple's got some stuff that they're announcing right now. Apparently Todd Howard walked out
Todd Howard,
on
yeah,
stage
came out. Yeah.
at the Apple conference. We'll see what the fuck he's talking about. I'll look it up. And we'll continue with more Drop Frames right after this. See you guys
iPhones in Skyrim.
yeah. See you guys in about 5 minutes. Bye-bye.